Oh.
Yeah.
They don't really need that. They just need the audio, right?
Okay, y'all. I'm ready when you are, and then once we hit the 10-minute mark or before it ends, I'll give you 10, 5, and 1.
Okay.
Are we gonna have your intro music?
No, I'll edit that in later.
Oh.
I didn't give it to him or anything. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But going forward, we'll get it together.
And then, is this distracting? You want me to put the logo, or are y'all chilling, being able to see this? Someone get distracted?
I'm good.
It's cool for me.
Okay.
I didn't even look up.
Okay. Ready when you are.
Okay. Check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice or watching this on YouTube, that means you're now tuning into another chapter, another illustrious, inspirational, relatable, transparent chapter of the Introverted Intuition podcast. My name is Jeff, AKA best-selling author, soon to be 2-time. As always, I got my amazing co-hosts with me, CR and Kat. Say what's up to the people.
Yo. Oh, we're going.
I'm not Cat anymore.
She's
Oh shit, Skittles.
Sour Skittles. How do
Sour
you
Skittles. I like Skittles for short. I always cut things short.
Okay, yeah, that's
I'm calling
fine.
you
Skittles.
Skittles.
Can you reintroduce?
I met you as Kat though, so it's like I'm gonna stick with what I met you with.
But we talked about this last time.
Yes.
Y'all talked about it and I listened.
No.
What's up with him?
No.
Yo.
Now I'm starting to feel the caliente.
Oh.
I don't like it.
So
No me
it's not
gusta.
just
What's going? Wait.
No me gusta.
Why?
Not
Okay.
just
No
me.
me
I know where this
gusta.
episode's going. This is about to be a really deep episode. I feel it. Some emotions may flare. So let me try that again.
Yeah,
There
from
you
the top.
My name is Jeff, aka best-selling author, soon to be 2-time. As always, I got CR and Skittles with me. Say what's up to the people.
Go ahead, Skittles.
Hello to the people. Go ahead, CR.
Thank you, Skittles. It's your boy CR, aka Chocolate Rod, BKA Conscious Rap in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Absolutely. I'll edit in the sponsors, all the sponsors, and post. I don't feel like saying them either.
We reached a new level, so that's what happens now.
Exactly. How are you guys? We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks since our last recording at Gotham. As YouTube people can see, we're on a new location. This is WTFMedia Studios. I've only seen this place on Instagram. It looked a lot bigger. No disrespect. It looked a lot bigger on Instagram, but I still like the space. It seems homely, cozy, friendly. Warm. We got water. We got offer water as soon as we got through the door.
And we had
Like
options.
at Gotham, they just tell us to go sit down and
They had
go
a
record.
cooler, water
Like we were
cooler.
slaves or something. But yeah, how are you guys? How are you really doing?
I'm at a weird upper this week, and I think it has to do with I finally went outside last week. And the 2 times I went outside, 3 times I went outside. Like it was such good energy. Like I needed that energy poured back into me. And it was the vibes, the conversations, the unleash, not even like the unloading, like a heavy unload. It was like an unload and a reassurance, and it was needed. It was, emotions were high here and there, but it was needed to be outside with the people I was outside with. And I think it taught me the last 2 weeks of letting go of the idea of obligations and being like obligations to people. So it felt freeing.
I feel like
I want you to dive deeper into that obligations part.
yeah.
Yeah, so like when you say obligated to people, in what way? Obligated to them emotionally, obligated to them like overall, like
I think overall, like
to give them your time.
yeah, I think in the aspect of friendship, you never want to like not be friends with somebody, or if you called somebody a friend, you never want to feel like you walked away from that friendship, or you just outgrew them, or you think you're better than them, or you ghosted them, whatever. But that also feels like an obligation to somebody. Like I'm obligated to tell you how you bothered me. I'm obligated to work on this relationship. Like I think if time and time again someone is showing you their energy isn't deserving to be in your space and they're draining too much of your energy, especially like I said, the people I was out with, the energy I felt poured into. I felt charged. I felt like myself again. Whereas if I look at somebody else, I'm like, I feel drained before I even think about having a conversation with you. I feel like you're exhausting. I feel like this is tiring. I feel anxious. Those feelings don't make me feel good. So if that means removing you from my life, that makes me feel good because I don't have those
Anchors.
Yeah.
In the past, this is how I felt in the past when I've traded my own personal time to give it to someone else in my life. In that selfish moment, I felt kind of guilty. Did you experience anything similar to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that has to go with feeling obligated.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course I'm gonna feel guilt if I want to walk away or whatever. And I think it's also the fear of being painted as the villain. But then I'm not gonna be everyone's superhero or favorite character in their stories. It's not current right now. I'm the villain in other people's stories.
Right.
So if someone needs to paint me as a villain, well, that was their experience with me. But just look at the minority versus the majority. Am I the villain, the majority? No, I'm doing okay.
I think sometimes you just gotta be at peace with disappointing other people sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't satisfy everybody. It's humanly impossible. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in a place of growth and, you know, rejuvenation and you're working on yourself. It's like you gotta take time to just do you.
Right.
And I feel like those who respond in a negative way to your own selfishness, or if you want to call it that, I think they're the real selfish ones. And I think they really don't even know you or don't even really respect you enough as they may have presented themselves to if they can't respect your decision to exit their life.
And in those instances, those people tend to put their needs first.
Always.
Always. It's always like that. It's like they're offended that you're not willing to help them with their problem.
Yeah. Even when you're going through yours and they're offended, they're even offended if they don't feel like you're appreciative of them doing something for like you or for your mental health. Like one quick example, I was going through something last year with a male, the one where I had to put like legal forms in between us. And I publicly even said like, yo, I have to pull away for a couple of weeks. Like, I just need that break where I am mentally. It's scary. This is a new situation for me. I need to process a lot. And I can't talk to people who may flail my anxiety or ask questions or talk about their problems because it's going to be too triggering. That a person got offended and said, you have to consider how that makes me feel with someone just basically pulling away and then just coming back as everything is okay. I was like, bitch, what? I said, we can end our friendship right here, actually. Because I'm not saying sorry for saying I needed fucking 2 weeks to myself to ensure I don't harm myself, to ensure I'm safe.
Right.
Because that was my major concern. Am I safe?
Right.
Yeah.
How can you like operate in any other capacity if you don't feel safe? Like that's one of our like, you know, like primary needs. You need to feel safety.
Like I
literally.
live here. I need to ensure I'm safe where I'm living.
Right. And I can't be the version that you need or may enjoy without being right fully.
Right.
But people don't take that into account.
Selfish, man. People in society are so selfish these days.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's terminal, man. There's a lot of people. It's so many people who are like this, yo. I don't get it. I just don't.
It wasn't raised right.
I admire you taking that step, though. I fear getting to that realization with the small friend group that I have now because it's so small. I feel like I have a understanding of the people in my life and vice versa. So if I ever get to that point, I don't think it'd be as easy a decision. Not saying it was for you, but I don't think it would be an easy decision for me to cut someone off from the list of people in my life right now.
I think that's a good thing to have, actually, because it sounds like you don't have that problem. Like the people are in your space that understand your space. For me, there's longevity people it's a mix of people in my space.
Yeah.
And it's just paying mind to who's in my space and for why. Are you in my space because you're here for me? Or are you in my space because you like the idea of being in my space? So is me being able to look through those lenses and be like, nope, you just like to be in my space and see what my space is about and how you can benefit from my space. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And, you know, like losing my mom at the top of the year and seeing different people react and the way that they're being supportive just gave me that third eye to be like, check, you stay, check, you stay, check, you stay, X, you go, and I'm not crying a tear.
I respect that.
I really do. And yeah, I'm happy we're still in your life. You didn't check us out yet.
Yes, yeah. Oh, funding, petting.
Yeah, I guess if anyone's getting cut off first, it's probably me.
Yeah, probably be.
Hopefully it's not foreshadowing to anything.
Jesus.
It won't be.
How are you? How are you really doing?
We feel the low already.
Guys, I don't mean to bring the mood down at all. I don't know. It's been a hard past couple weeks, guys. Just been in my feelings, man. This desire for love.
So it's still the dating life?
Yeah, dating fucking sucks. People are so mean and selfish, and it's so annoying. It's like, I don't know. I just want to meet a nice person. Like, it's like people will be nice on the surface, and then you get to know them, and you're just like, damn, the fuck?
Do you mind me asking where you are meeting these people?
Yeah, you could ask. Between work and social media.
Okay.
Do you think, I feel like we have kind of conversations similar to this in a sense. Do you feel like because you're such a presence, it kind of forces people to mold themselves into a way that they're not to appease you? and then when their layers are peeled back, their true selves are revealed, and you realize it's not them, and the situation goes left. Like, do you take blame for that?
Sometimes I do. Like, when people just ghost me out of nowhere, and like the conversation, the vibe was like, that's what's confusing. It's like we were talking, vibing, everything was great, and then out of nowhere you just stop replying or whatever. It's kind of just like, damn, right? It kind of forces you to question yourself. But then, you know, luckily I have great friends around me who remind me who I am and what I have of value. So then it's just like, damn, like, am I really bringing out the insecurities in other people by just being myself? And it's like, I don't try to ever put anybody down or anything like that. You feel me? That's not me. So it's just like, what do I do? Like, you know what I mean? I like having deep conversations. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like using big words. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know, I like challenging people. Like, I'm saying, like, my friends accept me. So it's just like, I don't know. It's frustrating. But then again, it's just like, also, sometimes I think I run into a lot of people who aren't ready for that level of engagement. A lot of people are kind of like all in the same place in essence of building themselves up. You know, I'm still building myself up too. Like we all are. It's a journey, not a destination. But I have the mindset of, you know, having the capability of building myself up and still having time for love. Like, love is important. I grew up around love. You know, I grew up around, you know, married couples and seeing my family members with their partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to seeing that, so I want that for myself. But that doesn't mean I'm forcing it. I'm definitely not. But it's a desire. I'm a lover boy. I'm not going to lie. And it's gotten worse since I've gotten older, because it's like, sex is not this, like, I love sex, but it's literally nowhere near as much as I love love. You know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, all right, I'll stop chasing pussy so that way I can actually attract somebody I love. That's where I'm at in life right now. So now it's like, all right, well, I'm not getting laid. I need some love. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know.
Is there a woman in your life that's a friend that you could possibly see yourself expanding into an intimate level if there was a possibility of it? Because it seems like these randoms just don't get you, but you have a lot of friends who are also women who understand
I would prefer to date somebody I'm familiar with. You know what I'm saying? But it's also an X factor of risking the friendship. And if that person is, you know, going to be receptive to even me being interested in them, you know what I'm saying? I can handle rejection. Rejection is not the problem, but it's just, is that person going to switch up? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that. Like, sometimes I'll definitely, not even sometimes, most times I'll put the friendship first. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my mentality. But I would prefer to date somebody familiar. Like, I have, like, a lot of my female friends, I look at them like, yeah, yo, like, that's somebody I would date just because I actually know you and I know you're a good person. You have a good heart and a good mind. As opposed to when I meet these strangers, they have no attachment. It's like, whatever, you feel me? So it's like, if they, whatever little reason they choose to disappear, they'll disappear and they don't feel any guilt about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's been a very reoccurring pattern. And that kind of what kind of makes me feel down, because it's just like, damn, like, what's up? Like, why are people like that? And then I have to remind myself, these are complete strangers. You know what I'm saying? They have no obligation.
No, yeah.
I was like, I don't know why I got the hand so
Because
quickly.
you said
Damn.
obligation
Full circle.
earlier.
Oh,
remember?
sorry. I was like, wait, what?
Oh my God, no.
Sorry, I missed that one. That one didn't connect. That was on me. Obligation. I'm here.
She's present.
But
Got
yeah.
it.
It's tough though. Like, I mean, I feel like you just got to keep throwing the darts at the wall until something
I
sticks.
have to. I'm a hunter, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come back empty-handed. Like, I'm gonna end up with somebody that I want to be with.
But I know it weighs on you heavily. The rejections, it hurts.
Yeah, and then conversely speaking, there are people who do want me, that are attracted to me, but then they're not for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not what I would go for, you know, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a little frustrating, but it's just like, what else can you do? But it's fucking such a distraction. It's so annoying. I wish I didn't need to love. Sometimes I feel like that. I wish I didn't need to love.
Is it affecting anything else in your life, like your creative process?
Yeah, I haven't recorded a new song in a while.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've been writing down a couple bars. I'm trying to put together this freestyle, but I haven't made any music really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, didn't go to the gym all week.
God damn, boy.
How do you love on yourself? Like, not in the creepy.
I know what you mean. I'm still trying to find the right way to love on myself, like trying to figure that out. I mean, I do take myself out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go to the movies or I'll go out to dinner or whatever. Going to the gym is one way. I love getting fresh. Like if I'm going out just to go out, like, you know what I'm saying, I put a nice outfit together, stuff like that. But I'm still trying to figure that part out. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's part of my
dating problem.
I mean, I think so. You know, that's why I'm not forcing anything, because I'm still figuring out what's the right way to love myself.
I feel like you keep saying that's why I'm not forcing anything, but you're kind of forcing and pressuring yourself. And I think it's due to the heavy influences that you have in your life. Like, this is what I've seen. This is what I know I need to obtain, like, next or whatever. But because you're so focused on finding a person to love, you're distracting yourself from making sure that you're loving on yourself. So when you come to this person, it's not like, hey, I have all this extra love and I just want to dump it on your step. It's like, I have the love for you. Yeah. I have enough love for you, not all this like extra baggage. Because I do think sometimes that I can't speak for everybody, but that can make people feel like nervous and run away, like, or this person's doing too much. Like,
and that's definitely been,
I don't want to be held to this standard all the time because this person just sees the sun and moon with me. I think of This Is Us, Randall, and I forget his wife's name on the show, but how he always wants to be like the Superman and always wants to fix everything. And she's like, no, like, I'm still my own person. Yeah. And I want to ensure that I got it. Like, you need to start looking at me as your partner. So I really respect their love story throughout the show, but it almost sounds like that in a sense. Well, Randall's thing was the whole, he needs to find his mom. Yours is not.
That makes a lot of sense, because I think I definitely have put too much on too early with certain people. And it's because I want that type of relationship like that I have in my mind already. So it's like, as soon as I meet a potential, it's just like, oh man,
let me force them and fit them into this picture. But it's like, no, just like paint a new picture with somebody.
Yeah, and just start with the drawing first.
Yeah, like here's a blank Canva.
Yeah,
let's
get a sketch going before you add the pastel and you know.
What I've always said to you in private is that I feel like we still have so much work to do. Like, we're in our primes. Like, you're on the cusp of like doing something great with your musical career. Like, you're like right there. Yeah. And like, once the playlist thing starts coming in, more stuff starts coming in for you. Right. And I think and I told you before, like, you're getting better. Yeah. So I think love would be great for you, but I think it would also be a distraction at the same time, because you are in your prime. Yeah, and I tell you all the time, like, look back at what you've done. Like, that's not normal stuff, right? So you could still emulate that in your future, and the love will come. Like
I understand all of this logically, and I'm trying to train my mind to be stronger than my emotions. That's the battle I'm having. I'm an intellectual. Like, I get all of this. Like, I know that's what I have to do, but emotionally, I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. Where's wifey? Pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where my heart is at, and it's like I'm trying to learn patience, because patience is power. That's one of the biggest challenges in my life, is learning to be patient with love. That's literally one of the most challenging things that I have, and it's a painful lesson. It's just a journey, and it's like I got to figure out how to channel that energy into other things as well.
Yeah,
I think that's sort of where you begin. That's why I had asked, like, what is your self-love? Like, what do you do for self-love? Maybe you can start channeling all this energy that you have towards that. Like, what activities can you do for you?
The music definitely takes me there, because I could do music and zone out. And it is self-love, because I'll make a record. If I finish it that same day, and I'll listen to it for hours, that same song for hours. And I'm like in my zone doing my thing. I definitely need to get back to that place. I've been allowing myself to be distracted. Yeah, you know, there's a particular thing that kind of sparked it too, because I was good for a minute. I don't want to dive back into that, but I told Jeff I had an encounter with a person at an event. Remember I told you that story? And it seemed like it was just one of those movie scenes where it was just like, ended up going on a date that same night, everything. It was like
one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Yo, and shit. And then tell me went left.
Warner's brother type shit. And yeah, it went left. But not even the same day, like the end of that week. And it was just weird. But I was good. I wasn't worried about love. I was focused. I was loving on myself. I was so in my zone. And then this person came out of nowhere and like literally swept me off my feet, had the most charming personality. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, and she was a Libra. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a Libra thing, though. That's a her thing.
I know. I'm just being petty.
We won't wear that badge.
But yeah. Libras, bruh.
Could be pretty cold, I think.
Potent.
Yeah. We different. We out here.
too charming.
Come on, look who you talking to.
This guy.
Oh, sorry. That was the charm trying to come out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, like, I know you're going to be okay, because the more these things affect you, it increases the chances of them affecting you less. Because they're happening. These situations are happening, but in different variations. So you kind of know what to expect. You may even be able to pick up on the signs of it may be able to happen, and you can exit out before they exit out on you.
Oh, I'm definitely getting smarter.
So
but this shit sucks.
And I think it's also showing you, like, yeah, this person could excite you or sweep you off your feet, but it's
You
like,
still gotta take your time.
yeah, like,
Even if
that's
it
just
seems
not
like the
that
per-
person, because
yeah.
it might be you just taking a bet on someone so quickly because it's like, oh my God, we instantly connect. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it should work. Like, you should, like, be patient with this person.
That was a
You should-
powerful lesson because, like, yeah, I was totally like, yo, so I want a boy and a girl.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to get married by this. Like, saying, like, she was on the same time, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what made me like, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was just.
She could have been on the same time, but it just wasn't her time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people can say that. I say that. Like, I'm ready to find my person. I'm ready to have my kid. And it's like, no, wait. I'm saying that, but like, wait. Like, wait, I'm actually not ready to be somebody's mom. But mentally, I'm ready now. Like, I now can say, like, if I accidentally get knocked up, I'll be like, well, all right. Okay. So how we going to do this? We going to figure this out now. Whereas before it'd be like, I'm going to freak out and panic. So you mentally are probably getting there, but just it's your timing in the universe.
Yeah.
It's not your universal timing. You're not finished doing something else. You're not finished sorting something else out.
Yeah. I already know what I got to do. I just got to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just
That
one of those
part.
things. It's just like.
Relieve that weight off your shoulders.
It's like when you understand and you see the lineup, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you know where your life is going and you're just like, man, I can't wait to get there. I kind of want to walk a little faster, but then you're like tripping over shit you didn't fix on the way there.
Right.
So then it's like, oh,
And now it's
shit.
taking longer because
Exactly. Setbacks. Like, even financially, I've done things because I was in a rush that set me back. Had I just been patient. You know what I'm saying?
that's how I get all my parking tickets. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. But yeah, I'm hopeful. It's just this week was heavy, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's been heavy.
Whenever you have a low week, be in the mirror and do like what the girls do. You a badass bitch. Look at that badass bitch. You gotta do some shit like that.
I feel like, I don't know why I feel like extra bad for you, because like I'm just not used to this. Like I've been friends.
I was
No.
like, oh, no.
No, I feel like I feel for him, because like not only have I been there, it just hurts to see my friend who I've never really haven't seen this low in a minute. Like I'm used to me coming to you when I'm low.
Yeah.
So to see you like this, it just sucks, man. But and in fact, it's the same situation we've been talking about. It's just like it sucks, but I'm sorry that happened.
Yo, it's life.
I know it's life, but I just
You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it.
It's gonna make you appreciate the person even more.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like definitely gonna appreciate that person. I mean, I appreciate people when I was dating them before, but this is gonna be a whole nother level of appreciation. It's gonna be like, yo, final fucking Lee.
Final form.
You know what I'm saying? Like, finally.
Yeah.
You're here.
I guess this was kind of like a we didn't really announce it, like the highlights, lowlights segment, trying to incorporate. That was so I guess my highlight for the week was last week. Two things happened. One thing I watched that really, really affected me on a level I never would have expected, and one thing I committed to, and that was going back to therapy, which on my first session is tomorrow, 12 p.m. And last week, I think the week before the podcast, I think I like told you guys I was going to do it or whatever, but I guess I was a lie because I was still in my head about doing it, because I was really, really scared to go back inside myself and confront those demons. And I committed. I hit the button, made the call, and we're going. And I'm really, really excited. Still a bit scared, but excited that I found that confidence with myself to take that leap, go back inside, figure out who I really am again, why I do the things I do, and who I want to become at the end of this. So 12 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to be over, I think it's Zoom or some shit. I'm going to be in my fucking underwear having a therapy session. But I wish it was in the office, but I'm definitely pretty excited. And thank you for even introducing me to the therapist, because like I wouldn't have, had a black woman who's a therapist, maybe not as so soon.
Man.
But yeah, thank you for introducing me to Marie. So that really helped me.
I'm happy that you're diving back in, because it's only going to further your progression. You know what I'm saying? You've already made so much progress. So it's just like, there's nothing to fear, bro. You're only going to get better.
For sure.
Can I ask a weird question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you feel like part of your decision for a black woman to be your therapist has to do with something with your relationship with your mom?
Absolutely. I feel like for the longest of times, the majority of my life, I feel like I didn't really know my mom. I feel like we never really connected on a communicative, emotional level. And that was mostly due to my resistance to her because of my resentment towards her is an extension of the not having my father around. So it's like this whole blockchain of like resentment and weirdness that kind of, it really altered my relationship with Black women a lot. Like, even like I remember early high school days, I remember I had a phase where I was only into like white women. Then like early college, only into like Dominican. And then as I've pulled the layers back and realized that's not a logical way of thinking, it's not smart. It was really fucked up. Let's just say what it is. And yeah, so, and I feel like I just feel more comfortable with a woman. I feel like I've always had a better connection with women as opposed to the men in my life. I've been betrayed and hurt more times by the men in my life than women. So just the comfort level of speaking to a woman, and let alone a Black woman, just makes me more comfortable and ready for it.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Do you feel, how are you going to feel when a Black woman is going to try to hold you accountable?
It has. And I don't resist it. I think
As a therapist, I mean, like.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure she's going to do it probably session 1, because the last session I remember us having, we were really breaking ground, and I told her I was going to come back, and I ghosted her. So I kind of think accountability just overall is something I've struggled with my entire life. And it's the reason why there was not much progression. Part of me staying in my depression as long as I did was because of my resistance to accountability. So I'm open to it now from all forms of accountability from everyone in my life. You guys, parents, girlfriend, all that.
What?
And the thing I watched that affected me on a level that was so crazy I never would expect it. And I'm thinking about a year and a half, maybe 2 years late, I watched The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan docuseries.
I just watched it this year too.
Man, that was like
dramatic as fuck,
bro. I felt every emotion when they won. I'm sitting on my desk cheering. When Jordan's dad died, I cried.
I didn't even know that story.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know he was murdered.
Yeah.
In his car when he was asleep.
Yeah.
Like right before a game. Whew.
Man, when they lost, I was pissed. I came out of that relating to Jordan less than I thought I would, but relating more to Scottie Pippen.
I'll tell you guys who I related to later.
He is a lever too, so I looked that up after, so maybe that's why. But I think he was I called him composed greatness. He just would come and it seemed like every time I saw him, every time I saw him on the screen, he was just there. He was quiet, not really saying much, but he was great. And I think that's what made him such a great second to Jordan, because he was like level-headed. I feel like Jordan was more emotional at times. Yeah, and I just thought it was just the greatest 10 episodes I've ever seen in my life. I learned so much.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually I took a few notes, just some things that really stood out to me, that really affected me, if my phone will unlock. Yeah, there was a quote that someone said about Jordan. Someone said that Jordan said in a locker room or a conversation. He said, "Why would I think about missing a shot I didn't take yet?" And that's such a simple quote. I think we heard in different variations, but it just really affected me. It's like, why am I afraid about what's next? If I'm not even at the opportunity to do what's next yet. So when I heard that, I repeated it a few times. It's like every next step, I'm just going to be as present as possible and just move forward with really no fear. Like with therapy, like with going into a new podcast studio space, new co-hosts, new relationships, expanding relationships with people in my life. So I'm just open to it all going forward in my life with no fear.
I like that.
I like that too. Living by faith, not by fear.
Absolutely. And fear definitely shackled me down for the majority of my life. And I think I'm getting on the other end of that slowly.
I think you are too. I think you're on the brighter side of life right now.
I'm really trying.
Yeah.
So one of the segments we wanted to, or topics we wanted to discuss was what was it? Resisting strong energies. Was that one of them?
Which I think plays into CR's situation, love life.
Ooh, full circle.
Ooh, sorry, I came back. I don't know if you got it.
Can we why do we think that people resist energies that differ from theirs that may be considered stronger?
I think it's the inferior feeling and the feeling smaller than, and having insecurities like come to the forefront. Like, I have a hell of a lot of insecurities, but one thing that I realized my mother taught me growing up is to laugh at your insecurities, like poke fun at it so you don't hold it so heavily. My mom is Knocknees and my mom is from the islands. Island people, like, they make fun of anything. It could be your biggest fucking insecurity and they will point and laugh in your fucking face and not care.
Big facts.
It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not. You have to have very thick skin to be a Caribbean descent or a Caribbean person, so to speak. So I think with someone that has like that strong presence and can laugh at their insecurities or be resilient, I think it intimidates people because it makes them realize, like, yo, I can fold at any second. I'm not as strong as them. I feel small because they're highlighting things about myself that I didn't realize I had going on. And maybe they're doing it intentionally or maybe they're not. And sometimes I think, like, how can people come off standoffish? And I sort of reevaluate the people who I thought were standoffish and weird. And I was like, well, I can be considered that too. Like, my standoffish ways is my introvert kicking in. Like, yes, I can be extroverted, but I have to feel comfortable to be extroverted. And as soon as I feel comfortable, it's like, balls to the wall. I'm saying anything and everything. We about to have a good fucking time. Y'all gonna love it here.
Right.
If that introvert is there and I don't feel fully comfortable and I feel someone is judgmental or I feel like, I vibe with this person or their energy just feels negative, I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna smoke my spliff, look at the place, and then I could come across like unapproachable. But I'm not too sure. I think I'm still working through that because people have told me I have great energy. People have told me I have strong energy. I still don't fully understand the energy I put out there, and I'm trying to get a better understanding of my energy. But coming across someone with a strong energy for the first time in a long time and feeling how I felt small, but I knew I wasn't. So it was very weird in that moment. Like, bitch, you know you're not small. So, like, why are you acting like you're small? Like, why are you acting this way? Like, stop acting this way. And this person is not doing anything malicious towards you. So why are you internally doing this? And that made me realize you weren't comfortable being out that night. You weren't prepared. You wanted to be this person, but you really should have said no and stayed home. Your energy just wasn't there. And you feel this person is an energy reader and they're reading your energy. So now anything you do is going to come across as fake because it will be.
Yeah. I wonder, because I look at you two as strong energy. I look at myself as a strong energy type person as well. Have you guys ever felt the need to adjust yourself to appease other people? Like you, for example, like you're going through situations, you may be coming off too strong to other people who can't handle someone like you. Have you thought about making adjustments to your personality in any way?
And it's totally worked. Like, one thing I realized, especially through texting, it's better when I use a minimum amount of words. When I learn how to be more concise, and it also makes you seem more intelligent anyway when you could say a lot with a little. So I've been mastering that, and that's been helping me because when you keep things simple and transparent, you can reach more people that way. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you can't assume everybody's on the same communication level.
Right.
So it's best to start simple and then see where their intellect is at and see how in depth you can get with the conversation. So, because there's been times and I look back and I'm like, yo, no wonder this person didn't reply. Because I'm
Like, what the fuck did I just say?
Right, because I'll be giving them a total like introspective analysis and shit, and like going in, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that was a long paragraph.
Word.
No wonder. So that's been helping me a lot, just learning to be more concise with speaking and typing, and just definitely, I've always been a good listener, but I give more room for the other person to express themselves because I know I'm already expressive. So I'd rather just be reactive to whatever they're expressing than to me just express, because sometimes they might feel overshadowed. So it's like whatever they're like, let's say we're having a conversation and you're telling me a story, I'm going to be like the best audience member ever in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm thinking now.
I'm trying to think. I think I've always, before I found out or started to find out who I am, I would just let other people's energy dictate mine. So I feel like I was always the weak energy in the room, and I would try to appease them and try to adjust to their mold to feel comfortable for myself. But as I become more comfortable with myself, I don't try to control every room I'm in, but I definitely try to dictate the energy for my comfort level only. And I think in my past, when I was single, I feel like that kind of fucked things up because like I'm only trying to do things for my comfort. Like I'm asking a lot of questions because I am naturally inquisitive, but it's like I'm asking but not giving or answering. So I think, man, communication is just really weird, especially with someone new, because like you don't know them, they don't know you. So it's like, how do you have to kind of, it's like you can't move too carefully, but you kind of got to like tiptoe around and at the risk of potentially triggering someone or whatever. It's just a lot. And I think the more you interact, even through the rejections, you're becoming a better communicator and more of a communicative, understanding person.
I do believe in like in psychology they call it a high self-monitor, and those are, you know, we're all in essence high self-monitors here because we know how to have smooth interactions, like social interactions, like we know how to have different faces, you know what I'm saying? In reality, we're all actors in a way, right? You can't be the same. You can be the same across the board, but you know, there's a lot more resistance to those type of personalities when you're just stubborn and you treat everybody the same. Because when you treat everybody the same, you're kind of dismissing their individuality, right? Because not everybody can receive you the same. Sometimes you do got to customize your approach. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a reflection of your intelligence.
When you say customize, I feel like it's the learnt aspect as well. Like knowing yourself and learning who you're speaking with and finding like that common ground. Like where can we come to the middle? And what I think of that way is like how I deal with some of my clients. Basically, I have one client and he likes to talk on the phone, but it'll be a long like conversation. He's a little long-winded when he speaks, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way you speak. But because I'm so everything has to be so quick, that I'm like, I cannot sit on this phone for 2 fucking hours. Like, what is the cliff notes? Get to the fucking point. So I had to like come up with a common ground. Dude, when you need some shit, like you text me, you send me a voice note. Now I know what needs to be done. There's a deadline. I can hear it. It's straight to the point. I will call you once a week and give you an hour of my time. You have a strict hour block. As soon as we get on the call, 59, you better say bye.
That's it.
And I'll just listen to you, brainstorm with you, air out your ideas. Like that's how we're gonna have to communicate. I'll give you, you have to give me mine, and then there's a middle ground. So I think that's like kind of where it comes from, but it's like you said, it's hard.
It's very hard. I think I became a better communicator through the podcast, like constantly putting myself in uncomfortable situations with new people almost every week. It definitely helped me understand or come to grips with the fact that everyone's different. So you kind of have to, like, you have to approach an interview every different approach. Even with us, like I didn't know your guys' moods before I walked in, so I had to come in with a certain energy and adjust to yours as we were going through it. And I'm sorry if I came off an asshole in the beginning. I really didn't mean to. I just was excited, and that's the way I express my excitement in some ways sometimes. But yeah, you just have to, I think just the more you go through life and the more you communicate, it becomes easier to understand yourself and other people.
But what do you think it is that makes people, I don't know how to say it, like for those that feel small or resistant to the energy, like when you're on the other end of it and you know you're not doing anything malicious, like what is that person supposed to do? Are they supposed to tone down their energy? Or like how can they be more self-aware of the energy they're putting out there to make people feel more comfortable?
I think it depends on the setting, because not every situation are you the problem. Some people are just insecure. You know what I'm saying? If you come into the room and you didn't even open your mouth yet and people are kind of like, you know, looking at their feet and just not, you know, that has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You come in here and, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're coming in here humble, you're being yourself, you're being, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, I truly believe on a molecule level, it's just some people have more positive energy than others, and the people who are not vibrating on that frequency, they really shy away, because it's almost like you're like a repellent to negative energy. When you're so positive, you come around, you know, people, you know, they want to go back in the corner somewhere, or they can't be seen by the bright sun shining person that just walked in. You know what I mean? And I think that's my perception.
So I've been on the other side. I've been that person who would walk into a room, not say anything. And I think that was an extension of what I was absorbing in my day-to-day life. It was nothing positive, whether it was the foods, whether it was the content, the energy, my thought process, it was nothing positive. And then that you adapt what you absorb. So if you're eating shitty every day, that's going to weigh on you. You're going to look at yourself in the mirror. You're going to think that you don't look the greatest, whatever, et cetera, whatever it is. So I think, it is the person mostly. It's what you absorb in your day-to-day life is how you present yourself to the world and who you become. That's kind of how I was. I was trapped in the darkness, and that's what I brought to the world. So, but I do agree with what you said. What you said isn't wrong, but that was just my personal perspective.
Right, because I could imagine like when I was younger and like let's say because I've been doing music for a minute and I've always been around people who are older than me, so like I'll be in certain settings like it'd be some fine ass women or what I'm saying, some fly ass dudes, and I feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even really say what's up or nothing. I just maybe wave. Like I've been on that end of it too, but that's my own insecurity.
You know, I wonder if that's part of the reason why that's a strong energy, because I also grew up that way as well. And I have mentors that are 10 years older than me. And I literally look at their life like, I'm going to be that when I get there.
Exactly.
Like, y'all are literally who I want to be. And I tell them all the time how fucking blessed I feel that they looked at me and was like, I'm going to take a bet on this little girl. I'm going to take her under my wing. And like,
hang out.
Yeah, like
That's
brought me to their table.
Yeah,
like that does say a lot. And I wonder if that's why energies come across so strong, because people looked at us and was like, I see potential in you. I'm gonna take a bet on you. And because we're absorbing that energy and how they move so effortlessly, and like it looks flawless, but we understand the struggle it took them to get there. So we've been a part of their story. We understand their story. We're currently going through the same story they went through. So it's like, this was my guidebook. And not everybody has that. And I feel like it's the people that don't have that and are looking for that are the ones that get intimidated around such strong energy. Like, she got the blueprint, I didn't. And now I feel off because like we don't walk the same way, because she understands how to navigate.
And I agree with that 110%, because you were around that environment. You had a different maturity rate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And maturity is, to me, the biggest difference in people, because you can't measure maturity with just age, right? I go by like, psychological maturity. You know what I'm saying? How do you think? How do you perceive things? How does your mind work? Yeah. It's not because I've met people who are in their 40s and they act like children.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I've met literally 13, 14-year-olds that act like grown ass adults, and it's scary. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where's your maturity level at? Because when you're a mature person, obviously you're gonna talk and think differently, and it's easily observed, right? You can tell a mature person from an immature person by the way they carry themselves, the way they respond to things, even the conversation that they have. So if you're the type of person who's probably like not on that maturity level, you're automatically gonna feel like a little kid.
And I think that's probably why I was so excited when you guys asked me to come, because of how like challenging that conversation was with you guys. Like, you guys challenged the fuck out of my mind. Like, shit, like, you don't know it's a deep question. The fuck are you about to say? Like, you on the spot. You have to think quickly. And it was like a recharge in a sense. And I think because I was excited to have that, because I love being around people like that. I love watching shows like The Grapevine, like so many different perspectives and knowledge that I can't soak it all in. I don't fucking read the news. I can't even tell you what's going on with like major global events. I can't tell you who the fuck the mayor is. I can't tell you who the mayor is. I can't tell you who's fucking running. Like, I don't know what they've done. I don't know that shit. I can't absorb and hold that shit. So when I'm around people who can like educate me throughout a conversation, where I don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I didn't know that. I could just sit there and be like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Jordan's father got murdered. But okay, we can talk about it in this conversation. I feel okay saying, yeah, I didn't know that, and continuing the conversation.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys, real quick about mentorship? Did you guys have active mentors in your life growing up? Like, consistent as well? And was that like, because I didn't have that. My perspective of like greatness and what to achieve was seen through the television screen, through the internet, and I thought if I followed these people, it was possible for me, but they're still farther away. But having like the mentor so close to you regularly, I think it kind of puts things in perspective and makes things seem even more achievable. So like the path that you're on, is it an extension of what you learned from your mentors or inspired by directly?
Yeah. And the knowledge that they gave me, and the way that I hold conversations, the way that I handle business, the way that I look at business and interpret business has been taught to me. So it's like I can recognize game when game is given to me, because they taught me what the game is. They broke it down. They showed me who's who. They showed me how to ask. They showed me how to present. Literally, one of my mentors showed me how to present a sponsorship deck and gave me hers. So it's like, I'm not just Googling this shit. This is from someone who did it and got the yeses, and they're giving me the stuff that got them the yeses. So I do think,
For me, I would say I didn't necessarily have mentors because I feel like what you said is a great example of what a mentor does. They're more of a coach. They actually sit down and show you how to do things. I would say I had more role models. So these were people that I were learning from observation, and I didn't necessarily need to know you personally. These were men that I would admire in society or women I admired in society, and I would research their lives, research the way they did things, research what they went through, and I would take pieces and bits of that on how they overcame what they went through, and I just added it to my my arsenal of just strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned a lot from Jay-Z being my role model, from Diddy being my role model, from even people like in my family that I didn't necessarily hang out with, or because I was just always the type of person to observe and watch how people do things, and I'm great at learning from observation. So I would say I had more role models than mentors because I never had anybody like sit down and show me how to do the things that I'm good at right now. Like literally nobody taught me how to ride a bike. Nobody taught me how to drive. Nobody taught me how to rap. Nobody taught me how to sing. You know what I'm saying? Like these are all things I learned from observation and from research, but I definitely had an extensive list of role models.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same vein. I didn't have anyone. Okay, so I do come from a family that's of great people. Like my grandmother was a teacher for like 20 plus years. My mom is in the pharmaceutical industry, about to be a director. She's really, really smart, really dope. So I think I was so wrapped up in my selfishness, my depression, I didn't realize the great ones are right in front of me as opposed to what's on the TV screen. So I looked up to Will Smith a lot growing up, and I learned, I'm like you, I learned a lot visually. Like I learned how to drive by watching my stepfather drive, et cetera, et cetera. But my mind is trailing. Where was I going with this? But yeah, I had the mentors, but I guess I didn't really go to them. I didn't utilize them as much as I should have growing up. And I'm doing it now. I think it's kind of even more important now. I think as a kid, you're so resistant to anything outside of your own beliefs and your own thought process, your fucking games and stuff. You're not able to absorb information properly. But now that I'm about to be 30, like I'm going to them for like everything. Any bit of information, even if they don't know it or not, I still want to hear their perspective on it.
Right. And how they come up with the idea. Like, I think this could be the answer. And this is my thought process of how. It's like learning their thought process, I think, is the best thing to gain from mentors, because that's how you get quick. That's how you get sharp. That's how you build your network.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we have like a few minutes left, and I'm a man of my word, and I kept my word. I have
diabetes in a bag.
Diabetes in a bag for my team, the big bags.
Oh my God.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So if you guys die, sorry.
Like, let's just not
sour Skittles. You know what I mean? I love y'all. Only the best. From
I'm opening it
now. Damn, goddamn.
Yeah.
I was literally, I swear, before you said that, I was like, I'm gonna bring sour Skittles for Skittles.
I was waiting to see if one of y'all was gonna lie about it, and I was gonna call y'all out. So I'm glad
I knew she would. That's why I was like, let me bring. I was bring.
That's why I kept quiet.
Yeah.
He brought it up. So
yeah, I love you guys.
Punch.
Sometimes in life, when you sell a couple books, you have like a few extra dollars.
This guy, #1 seller on Amazon.
He probably had a talk with his PR agent on the way here.
Oh, man.
He had a conference call with his PR agent.
I did actually yesterday. It went really, really well.
Oh God.
But it's not just for me. It's for us. I'm talking about some things, plotting some things.
I'm always good with the doggy bag, so thank you for thinking about us.
Of course, I always think about y'all, even though when y'all are being petty and mean.
Like you.
That typically starts it,
right?
No. I give what I get. So, kind of in my mind,
the
you
big
started.
brother in the group. So you kind of domino effect the energy. Like you come in spicy, and then we're like, "Oh, this how we starting our day."
We gotta add a little pepper.
Turn a little heat up. All right.
It's crazy. In my mind, I'm the friendliest one. That's so crazy.
Really?
Definitely Perspective just crazy.
Definitely GR's the friendliest one. You're the spiciest, and I'm the pettiest.
Yes.
What's the difference between spice and petty, though, in your definition?
Petty is like, I'm going to keep bugging CR about this video because I'm petty. You're going to come in and be like, yeah, that's why she did it. Like, you're going to instigate it.
Yeah, you're spicy. You add to what's already being cooked.
You instigate shit. And I'm going to keep throwing jabs because I know it, like, fake bothers him, but he knows I'm joking.
Right.
And he's the nicest one. Well, the friendliest one.
Why, thank you.
Because you're, like, not nice when it matters and no one can catch you.
Oh, thank you. That
it's a smart, not
matters.
nice.
Yes.
CR is definitely very passive aggressive, though. At least in my direction.
Depends on
Probably
who
to
I'm
you.
dealing with.
Yeah.
It depends on who I'm dealing with. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
passive aggressive to Cat, like unless it's a joke. Like if it's obviously a joke,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be seriously passive because you know what? Like certain people can handle. Like I'm not saying you can't handle it, but we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known Jeff for so long. It's just like I know if I say, even if I'm legitimately mad, he'll take it and be like, okay. Like, all right, CR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with him. Like he'll say some shit and I'll be like, all right, okay, I'll take that out.
Put that in the memory bank for later.
Right. I'll take that jab.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's crazy perspective. I really thought this whole time I was the nicest one, but I guess not.
God, these
Shit.
I'm the asshole of the group.
this
apparently.
guy.
I'm the asshole. Jesus Christ.
Also the honest one in the group. I will let you know that was not your title, sir. We gave the award to.
See Rizzle.
It's not that you're not nice. When you say the nicest one on the nice meter, he just ranks higher on the like. Here's a good place to be on the nice meter. CR is just like above it. I mean, you like we just danced on the line like
Now I'm
today,
feeling low.
not today.
Now I'm feeling low.
Don't feel low. We still love your personality.
On the nice meter today, definitely
Yes.
a
There we
high.
go. There we go.
Out
I
of
just
3
want-
today,
Okay.
you beat us out. You did.
Today you're number one.
There we
Today
go.
you are
Yeah.
number
That makes me feel good.
I was
You know,
on
serotonin levels going up, you know. Any final words for the people before we get out of here?
Oh, yes. If you head over to @BlackMenCry2, TOO, Scotch Porter has a new summer line. And you get a discount if you use my link. You're welcome. And in case you don't know, Scotch Porter is it's a black man owned company for black man hair care, beard care, and face care. Oh, and they have fragrances. I actually really do like this brand. So that's why I'm like promoting them. I do fuck with them.
I'm about to definitely invest in that. I need some new. It's black owned beer products. Yeah,
and
I
they're
need
from
that.
Jersey.
Oh shit!
Ooh,
You gotta
Now
do
we
it.
got to support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garden State.
Okay.
Anything you want to promote or shout out?
Well, the If I Ever music video is coming out soon. My videographer is just getting some drone shots, so it's gonna be extra cinematic.
Remember the video you weren't in?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just remember. Just didn't think you remember it.
And there's some
Thank
acting.
you, Caliente.
There's some acting in that video too, so it's gonna be fun. I can't wait for this video to come out.
It's a movie. Sounds like.
Yeah, it was a total feature film.
The leading lady is amazing. She looks so great.
I guess for me, I have a website now for like my own personal brand. It's thejeffkelly.com. Pretty excited. It just launched yesterday.
Nice, congrats.
Yeah, pretty exciting. And it's looking like my second book is coming sooner than I was expecting. So a couple more weeks, waiting for a few things to line up, and I'll definitely talk about it when it's ready. But thank you for all the support.
Real quick before you end, I wanted to say from your book, the love chapter was great and it helped me a lot.
Really?
A lot. Because you talked about loving yourself and all that jazz. And it was great advice. I just wanted to give you. Wait, no, you too.
Wasn't my advice today
It was
about loving
great.
yourself?
No,
But you're just
that
going to
was
give
great.
him all the glory?
No, I'm saying from the
Wow.
book.
I mean-
no, look.
I must
You
have
gave
middle
me
child
great
syndrome.
advice too. No, but I'm saying because he brought up the book. So that's the only reason I'm on that
Yeah,
topic.
whatever.
You gave it to him directly. I gave it to him.
You gave it to me in
Fine,
live
fair.
action.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway, what? It's
Yeah.
still love. I love you guys.
That's the highlight of my day. I didn't think you were still reading because
I am.
That's crazy.
No, I take my time, especially because I know who Arthur is, so I'm not gonna rush through it.
I'm gonna bring you a copy next week,
I was
Kat.
about to say, no, I'm going to buy one. Don't give me one. I'm going to buy one.
There you go, gangster. I bought
Support
mine,
the fuck?
Oh wow, that means a lot.
and you still gotta sign my
Hey.
shit.
Yeah, I do. I do got to sign. I haven't signed a single copy yet. Throughout this entire time, these.
Can you sign it?
I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna
Wait,
sign
you
it.
can't bring it until I get mine. Oh, can you guys remind me?
Yeah, we'll remind you. We'll remind you.
Thanks.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace. Bye. Where are the cameras?